So for today's video, I think I'm just going to pick every single lowest average placement that I'm offered. Since we're still in low elo, let's just have a little bit of fun in these games. As I climb the ranks, I will start to try hard a little bit more. But right now, we're in bronze, so let's just have a little bit of fun while we're still down here. Alright, so here we go. Item payouts, larger legends, training dummy. So it looks like no game warping portals here. Looks like we all have pretty normal ones. I'll just let the lobby decide, like last time. Larger legends. 15 extra HP. One of the more boring portals, but it's not game warping. It's kind of one of those portals where if you don't like portals, it's probably one that you go to. 15 HP doesn't really do that much for everybody in the game, but I'm pretty sure most people don't mind portals anymore because they kind of nerf them down. So we got a Senna here, and we also have a Jinx Rapid Fire Headliner. I could play 4 Rapid Fire early, which is what I think I'm going to do. So let's just play around Rapid Fire. An important thing to do during creep rounds is to never sell your units until you get the orb, because you never know, you might be dropped something else. If you saw in that example there, I waited to sell the Olaf just in case, because sometimes you never know what you might get from the orb. You might not get gold, you might. It really just depends. It's RNG. Now, an important concept there was to not play the Samumu, but since we're in bronze, it's whatever. You can make 10 gold pretty easily because I was dropped a Senna and an Amumu, meaning that I was going to be dropped more gold. But whatever, we'll figure that out later. So, Augments. Lowest average placement, Heroic Grog Bag. Let's reroll. Frequent Flyer. Arm Assist. Okay, so it looks like I'm taking Frequent Flyer. So, I could just play Punk here, because I have Frequent Flyer. Looks pretty good to me, actually. So, let's sell. Try to make 10 gold. It looks like I win this fight because his backliner doesn't do any damage. Gorky's pretty bad. But then again, I might lose this fight just because I don't have a front line. Never mind, I was completely wrong. Jinx without any items, this is really bad. One unit loss. So sell for 10 gold here, 11. And make econ so we can make use of freaking flyer here. So normally when you play Punk, you don't want to reroll unless you are committing to it. And since I'm already committing to it, it's fine to roll here. Okay, so this fight we're definitely going to lose. That's an Olaf 2 headliner with the Sterix gauge. I simply just don't have enough damage for it. So let's roll again. We hit nothing, but that's okay. I'm gonna sell this Yasuo so I can make 20 gold. Let's just play double Vi for another frontliner. So the standard Punk comp is not very hard to play. It doesn't really have a high win rate though, just because Jinx is really easy to kill in the late game. If the enemies have 5 cost units, then Jinx is probably just gonna die. But if you have other ways of keeping her alive, through augments, through like defensive capabilities, then you could definitely top 4 with the comp. It's actually quite good, but you have to know how to play it. So if you haven't seen my first video here, since we're in low elo, I'm not gonna pick a carousel item. I'll just let whatever the game gives me, just so we can play around our items and show you what it's like if you don't get the item that you are looking to build. So it looks like we got a chain. Can't really build anything yet. You really don't want to build a crown guard or a jeweled gauntlet in this comp. But we did get a Pantheon though, which is pretty nice. So let's reroll again. We hit another Pantheon. So what I'm gonna do here, which is pretty important, is make 30 gold. But we're gonna sell the Senate pairs because we don't need it. We have 2 rapid fire already, so we could just commit to something like this. Now next turn, hopefully we hit a Twitch so we can activate for Punk. But if we don't, it's okay. We'll find him later. It also looks like we're maintaining our win streak here. Getting 4 loss streak is really good, especially with frequent flare. So we'll be able to get more gold to roll and make our Punk units stronger. So I normally wouldn't force the Jinx reroll comp. You definitely can because it's a 1-cost unit. Or like, you're playing around a 1-cost carry, but I still would not recommend doing it. Just because Jinx has a pretty abysmal win rate. You should really only play it when you have a good spot for it. But that's just my opinion. A mistake I see people make when they play the Punk comp is they itemize Vi, which is not recommended in my opinion. Vi is a unit that's very weird. She doesn't do that much damage, and she's also not a tank. So don't itemize this Vi unless you have no other items to put on anyone else. You can put something like a Sunfire on her, because Sunfire is not really a tank item, it's a utility item. That's fine, but only do it if you have extra components. And hopefully we 5 loss streak here. It doesn't look like it though. But we have 35 gold, which is quite a lot, so it's fine if we lose our streak here. It also looks like this person has 8 Annies already. Let's take a look. It's not a headliner Annie, but they have it. Wait, what? Oh wait, it is. Never mind. 3-star Annie at 2-7. So yeah, it looks like we're chilling. Hopefully we hit something like a bow, so we can make either a Rage Blade or a Last Whisper. I definitely prioritize Last Whisper over Rage Blade, because Jinx already gets some attack speed. But some people would say that Rage Blade is better. I'm not entirely sure which one's better, but I think Last Whisper, it feels right to have Armor Charge on your team. So it looks like we can make Last Whisper or Rage Blade. The problem is I don't know what to use this this rod on if I don't make a Rage Blade. We could also make a Protector's Vow, which is what I'm probably going to do because I don't have a use for this tier. You could make Redemption. Redemption's actually quite good on Pantheon, but he does scale off HP with Punk, so let's just make a Protector's Vow and then a Last Whisper. This rod, I could probably just make something like Vex items. In this comp, you want to play Vex and Twitch for 2 Executioner, and then a Mumu for 2 Guardian. Then Nico for another Guardian, and then Thresh if you have room for him. 4 Guardian, 2 Rapid Fire, 4 Punk, 2 Executioner. Pretty good comp, but takes a little while to get there. We're not going to make Econ here. It's fine to just hold these units. Alright, so lowest average placement is Blinding Speed. Let's reroll. So it looks like we're tied between Unleashed Arcana and Blinding Speed. Let's reroll. Stationary Support. So it really looks like we're tied. Now Blinding Speed is obviously the better choice for our specific setup. We don't want to take Unleashed Arcana here. So let's just take Blinding Speed. It would have been really, really troll if I took Unleashed over there, but let's just take this instead. So if you're wondering why I put the red buff on Jinx instead of the Rage Blade, it's because Rage Blade I actually don't even think is that good on Jinx. You really just want to build it if you have nothing else to build. So I actually think red buff is better. You get the immediate attack speed, you get a little bit of bonus damage, and you also apply anti-heal, so you don't have to build a Sunfire for your front line. If you play Jinx reroll a lot, and you put Rage Blade on her, try to put red buff instead. It's actually quite good. I also forgot to roll this turn, but that's fine, we'll wait till next turn. So now it looks like we unlocked our frequent flyer. So now every reroll is just going to be 1 gold. That is a 2-star Vex, which is interesting. It's okay to take out 2 Guardian here. I think a 2-star Vex is pretty strong. Even without any items, she provides a little bit of crowd control and some damage. So 2-star Vex, can't go wrong with that. This comp basically revolves around getting as many punk stacks as possible. So in order to do that, you need gold. And to gather gold, you need to have a good economy. So to play this comp, you have to have a good economy. That's also why I did not roll deep at level 4. I'm just going to stay level 5 and slow roll with frequent flyer. And carousel again, I'm just going to wait. Let's see what the game gives us. What item I would take here is probably a defensive component, because I already have a lot of offensive items. I'll probably take something like belt if I could, or chain. So it's going to be RNG which one the game gives me. Looks like it gave me glove. That's fine, we can make JG on Vex here. She'll be the secondary carry. I'll remove her this Rage Blade later if I have no other items to put on Vex, but for right now, putting on Twitch is completely fine. And let's keep rolling. It's pretty interesting how we're hitting so many Vexes at level 5. So it looks like this person's trying to force country really hard. You could tell if someone's forcing country if they have a 1-star country board that's just all completely weak. And they don't have a headliner for it. I think you should really only play country if you hit the headliner for it and you have the items for it. I would not try to force the comp. Usually if you don't hit, you just bot 4. And when you do hit, you usually don't win either, so I don't really think country's that good of a comp to force. A little bit unreliable sometimes. It's okay to roll below 40 here. Let's roll one more time. Okay, 43. I guess while we're on the topic of econ, one important thing to keep in mind is when you're rolling, you want to stay above 33 gold, assuming you don't have a streak. Now the reason for this is because if you're at 33 gold, you will have 5 interest from passive, or sorry, 5 income from passive income, and then you'll have 3 interest. So you'll be at 33 and you'll gain 8 gold. So you'll have 41 next turn. And after that, since you're at 41, you're going to get 9 gold, which will allow you to hit 50 in 2 turns. So 33 in TFT is a magic number, assuming no streaks, nothing like that, just from econ and passive income. 33 is a magic number. I'm a little bit surprised a lot of people don't talk about that, but yeah, 33, stay above that number, your econ is still good. So we run into the problem here, no bench space. We could just find a Mumu later, so let's just sell him, keep rolling. And we have a bench space problem again. What to do, what to do. Let's sell the Vex. We can find Vex later. Let's sell the Vi. Let's sell the Pantheon, collect the Vi as well. Okay, this is a pure evil here. Okay, there we go. Okay, I got a little trolled there, but it's fine. I guess that's one downside of playing this comp. You get trolled like that. Anyway, back to our items here. Could make Hurricane, could make Giant Slayer. I think Giant Slayer is just a lot more consistent, so let's build that. And also because the cloak can be used for a defensive item. Maybe something like Dragon's Claw or Stone Plate. Let's see what we hit. Now normally here, I also think a Morello Slam is fine on Vex, but since we have red buff, I'm not going to do it. I'll wait to see what our components are. don't pay attention to that troll bench space we just had to go through. Don't worry about it. Ascension, Infusion, 3's a crowd. So let's reroll. Inspiring. Crash test dummies. Yeah, okay, well we're gonna have to pick Ascension. It's actually pretty good for our board though, so I'm not complaining about it. So yeah, let's keep rolling. I'm not gonna pick up the... Okay, never mind. Maybe I should pick up the Vex. I don't know. I kinda wanna hit this 3-star Twitch though. Okay, let's just dig because we hit our units. That's very interesting here. Did not hit the 3-star Twitch, surprisingly. Let's also put the belt on Pantheon for a little bit more HP. Get that Protector's Vow value. Ascension isn't really that good of an augment right now, but in comps where you have a really good front line, 3-star especially, something like Punk, then it's actually quite good. You give your comp enough time to actually activate the Ascension, and then once you activate it, you basically just clean up the board. 50% more damage is actually quite a lot, so you end up wiping the board. Now ideally off carousel, I would like a belt to make a Warmugs. But I also think something like Redemption's fine. We'll just see what we hit. Frontlining your Jhin. That's a genius move there, buddy. I probably shouldn't be making fun of these people because they're bronze, they don't know any better. But a frontline Jhin on stage 4. Yeah. What's everyone else cooking? Pentakill, KDA, Annie reroll with Mosher for some reason. Mosher, Country, KDA, Country, 2 Country players, and the frontliner Jhin. There's also a Spatula and a 5-cost unit. Looks like we got the bow, which is actually not very good because I kind of want a defensive component. But whatever. Wherever the game gives us, we'll play around it. Okay, there's the 3-star Twitch. I was looking for it for a long time. So since we hit this bow here, we're going to have to find a way to kill the bow. So let's just make a Rage Blade on Vex. She'll generate more mana, and then we'll be able to stun enemies a little bit more. So, seems pretty good to me. Also, this person has tiniest titans on larger legends. Okay, that's actually pretty funny. Also, I would never take tiniest titan plus. It's just not a good augment. In order for the augment to be good, they have to make it restore HP as well. Giving it 8 gold is not going to do anything. It's just not a really good augment when you take it on 3-2. It's a fine augment if you take it on 2-1, but on 3-2, you don't want to take Tiniest Titan. It's not a good augment. I'm just rolling here to give my units a little bit more power. Also looking for a 2-star move, which we hit. So yeah, let's just chill here and go level 7. I also forgot to mention again, the reason why I'm not scouting is just because I don't want to try hard. Although I suppose I'm already tryharding, so maybe I should start scouting. But it's fine, I'm not going to scout. A little too lazy right now. Again, not making fun of these bronze players, but they just roll all their gold to 0. Some of them know how to econ, but the rules to rolling or when to roll are really complicated, so I can't explain that in one video like this one, but You basically just have to get a feel of when it's okay to roll and when it's not. It just comes with experience as you play the game. But the general rule of thumb is, like I said earlier, the 33 is like the magic number in TFT. So as long as you stay above 33 gold, you're good to go in terms of econ. Your econ is decent if you're above 33. So yeah, just spend your gold when you're weak. That's pretty much it. Nice, we got a Warmogs. Let's see what else we get. So it looks like stone plates. I don't see what else we should build here. Yeah, stone plates. Every other option looked pretty bad. So let's level here and just play the Poppy, because why not? And let's just keep pushing levels. I'm also gonna remember this and just give Twitch these items. He is 3-star and he'll be able to dish out a little bit more damage. I probably don't need to 3-star Vex and a Mumu anymore, so I'm just gonna sell this. Let's look at our Punk bonus as well. 107%. Yeah, this Punk comp is actually quite strong when you play it with Freaking Flyer. Probably the only use this augment has, because Freaking Flyer is actually a pretty bad augment. I don't like Freaking Flyer. It's just not a very good augment. Another thing about Freaking Flyer is they changed this so much. I think this used to be refresh your shop 15 times or 20 times. In set 9, it was something like that. And then they kept on reducing the number until 8. And even at 8, it's not even that good. So, I mean, this augment probably is just very badly designed. I don't know, you just can't make this augment that good. I don't know why. It's pretty interesting though, because rerolling is very important in TFT. And yet Freaking Flyer sucks. I don't know. Maybe a lot of people just don't know how to use it. But then again, I could be wrong. I don't really take this augment, but I know it's not very good. That's a Gnar carry. It's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it just gets beaten by an Annie, which is kind of sad. We'll pick up the Nico here. So next turn, I'll probably just level next turn and then play Thresh over this Poppy or Yorick if I find him, and I'll just play 4 Guardian, and that should be our comp. I'll probably just save econ and just roll every single turn. Just because Freaking Flyer gives your Punk units so much more power. Actually, we could just play this instead. Masha doesn't do anything on Vi. She's, again, just not a very good unit. Wow, Punch. 299 damage. Nice. Punch. 106 damage. She does stun the target, which is nice, I guess, but I kind of wish she was just her 2-cost, the one that punches, shields, and sunders, except a weaker version of it. I feel like it would have been fine to do that, but I don't know. Vi just doesn't seem very exciting this set. That's a lot of emblems. Emo, Heartsteel, Pentakill, Shrew damage. I really hope the game doesn't give me something like Hurricane. Or one of the emblems that I don't need, but we'll just see what it gives us. So it looks like it's going to give us Thresh, which is the guard breaker. It always gives you the highest cost units, which is coincidentally what I needed actually. How lucky. Let's put the guard breaker on Vex, I guess. I don't know who else to put it on. Definitely not Vi. I guess we could go for 3-star Vex, but I don't really care. Whatever. Let's just go level 9. Let's put in a legendary unit. Maybe like Sona. Another piece of advice if you're trying to climb in TFT, never itemize this Olaf unit. Don't pick him up in the early game, just don't play this unit. It's so bad. You see there, he got stunned, and even though he was 3-star, he still didn't do anything. Let's look at his damage. 1000 damage. He had a guard breaker too. What about damage blocked? 2300 with 3 items. Yeah, don't play that Olaf unit. Just don't do it. Doesn't allow you in the shop, but I don't really care about her. Let's keep rolling every turn with our punk bonus and go level 9, find Sona, and that's our board. Let's see what everyone else is doing. Mosher, Annie, pretty interesting. Pentakill guy, KDA, country. Still haven't moved their items over to their headliner. Another pentakill, and these 2 players are dead. Rest in peace. I also haven't really moved my units because I actually don't know what the enemy boards look like, so I'm just gonna keep my units in one spot. People in bronze probably don't move their units, so I won't do it either. I'm also bronze. Also, it's 5-7, stage 5, or almost stage 6, and there's still 5 players alive. That's actually kind of surprising to me. Because usually when you're in higher elo, something like Emerald or Diamond, even Platinum actually, there are a lot of people dead. There's usually only 3 or 2 people standing by stage 6. But here, the bronze players don't really do damage to each other, so not surprising why they're still alive. Anyway, let's see what item we get here. IE, Spark, Vow, TG. TG Vi, I guess. It probably doesn't do that much, but she is a 3-star unit still, with a bunch of punk bonuses. Maybe she can be useful. I don't know. We'll see. This is also a little bit important here. Keep your frontliner on the same side as your carry. So in this case, Jinx is my carry. You want to keep the tank unit on this side, Pantheon. Seems pretty obvious, but you'd be surprised at how often people forget about that. They might place their tank in the middle or tank on this side, and then if your units on this side get killed, then your Jinx is going to get targeted next, and you're probably going to lose a fight just because your carry died early. It doesn't matter how tanky your frontliner is. If you don't protect your carry, you're going to lose the fight. ADA. Yeah, these people have not moved their board at all. So I'm not I'm not going to do it either. I will give these players a little bit of credit for trying something like Olaf carry though. Because he is pretty... I do say he's a pretty bad unit, but early game, if you actually play around him well, he can actually carry you, just because he stays alive. But usually when you're playing against people who know what they're doing, they will build anti-heal, they'll position units where Olaf will just get stunned. He won't be able to do anything. Looks like we also found our Sona. But yeah, yeah, just don't play around that Olaf unit. I don't recommend doing that. Also, Radiant TG, Kali. It's actually pretty scary. And Harm Assist. Oh, gonna middle the Vi because she has Sunfire, or maybe here. I just said I wouldn't even move my units, but I did. So I guess I'm an evil person. Normally for this comp, I would not recommend going level 9. You just want to stay and roll for 3-star Vex, 3-star Mumu. But it looks like I don't need it, so I'll just go level 9, cap out the board that way. If someone's contesting you, where you can't 3-star Vex or 3-star Mumu, then you just want to push levels. And I think that's an important concept when you're playing reroll comps. If you can't hit your units because everyone else is holding them, the better thing to do is just to push levels. You don't want to stay low level and just roll and get nothing from your board. You don't make your board any stronger, so you're more likely to just bot 4. And yeah, so if you don't know what to do, push levels if you can't hit your units. So I got a spatula because Kane was the 5-cost units. No full item. Anyway, let's see. We could probably just take heal and shield just because we have Ascension. Seems pretty good to me. I guess now that we're level 9, we could roll for 3-star Vex and a Mumu, but... Actually, never mind. I really don't care. Let's just, this is our board. Here, let's give Nico a spatula. So why not? So this guy's board looks pretty scary, but he doesn't have any combat augments. I mean, he does have big gains, but that's not really a combat augment. And we have Ascension, so we just outscale him and we win the fight. That's what I mean about the country comp. It's good, but you have to know how to play it. If you don't know how to play it, you just hit the units on your board, but you don't actually know how to play the comp, then it falls apart very, very, very quickly. And usually it's just a bot 4. You don't really top 4 with the comp if you don't know what you're doing. Something like the Punk comp, even if you brain dead roll and you don't know what you're doing, you can probably still top 4. Also, let's use this duplicator on the Sona here. And let's just keep rolling for the Punk bonus. You can also play this over Nico. I think an important thing to understand about augments, I think I said this in my last video, but basically, you want to pick augments that are good for your current board. So even though Ascension's really bad here, I mean, not really bad in this specific case, but like not a good augment in general, it's still okay to take in this specific spot because Ascension, you want to take it when you have good front line. And here I have a pretty good front line. 4 Guardian, I mean, there's a Vi, she buys a little bit of time. So then you can make use of that value from that augment. That's pretty much like the concept of it. Some people just, they take augments based on their average placement. And even though the average placement is good, it's probably not really that good for your board. Your specific current board. Let's see, what can we hit here? Hodge, Static Shiv. Probably just Static Shiv. This is the tryhard item, but... Or you could put Hodge on this guy. That's a pretty... Okay, the correct answer is this one. I'll just make the correct decisions. It's a lot of gold. There we go. Now this comp that I'm playing right now, like this specific board, I think usually it's a top 4. I don't think this board wins games though because it's pretty hard to hit a board like this. You don't get punished for the weak board. I actually had a pretty weak board in stage 3. So I probably would have just had really low HP right now. I wouldn't be able to push levels. But since this is bronze, you can get away with it. I have a really bad habit of just picking up units that I don't need. I'm trying to stop that habit. We'll see if it actually happens in the future. So the country guy, this looks like the last fight, if I deal enough damage. Although it looks like his Samira actually is killing some of my units, so this does not look like the last fight. They're probably gonna be 2 or 3 HP after this. Oh, never mind. Oh, wait, we're on stage 7. Okay, never mind. So yeah, that's the first place here. Punk. And it looks like we got promoted twice. So that's over 200 LP. So I guess the takeaway there from picking bad augments is... I think I got pretty lucky. These augments are actually quite good for my spots. And they coincidentally were also just the lowest average placements. based on what I was offered. But when you're playing something like Punk Reroll, you want to kind of do something like that. I would not recommend deep rolling on level 4 because I think that playstyle is outdated now, especially with the bag changes. But maybe I'm wrong. It did not seem right to roll on level 4 there to like 30 gold, which some people usually do. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe the meta's changed, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the Punk comp. Hopefully you learned something for this one. See you in the next one. Peace.